The end. A group of online gamers, each highly ranked in their respective fields, receives an exclusive invitation to test a groundbreaking virtual reality game. The offer is too good to refuse. High-tech equipment, an immersive experience, and a massive cash prize for the winner. Intrigued by the offer, they all eagerly arrive at a sleek, high-rise facility in the heart of a modern city. Their excitement is palpable, yet they are completely unaware of the horrifying nightmare that awaits them within the confines of this cutting-edge game. Upon arrival, they are met for the first time. Quick introductions are exchanged, with each player eager to meet their fellow competitors. Some are thrilled by the opportunity to test this new technology, while others remain skeptical, questioning whether the game is truly as revolutionary as advertised. But all are united by one thing: their desire to prove themselves in this new virtual battlefield. The atmosphere is buzzing with anticipation, and everyone is eager to see what this new game has to offer. As the group gathers, a calm voice over the intercom welcomes them to the facility and gives them the first instructions. They are told to put on specialized combat suits designed to enhance the realism of the game. The suits are unlike anything they've ever seen in a virtual reality game before. Bulky yet sleek, with glowing displays and advanced interfaces that sync directly with their bodies. There's a strange but exciting thrill in the air as the players don the suits. They are informed that the suits will simulate pain and injuries, making the experience more immersive. While some players express concern, most of them shrug it off, assuming it's just another layer of the game's depth. The game begins, and the white walls of the facility disappear, replaced by a hyper-realistic war zone. They now find themselves inside a massive, abandoned skyscraper, an eerily realistic, post-apocalyptic world with a military conflict unfolding all around them. The players are left in awe as dust floats through the air, bullet holes scar the walls, and the sound of distant gunfire echoes throughout the environment. The HUD shows mission objectives: eliminate enemy threats and survive until extraction. The team splits into smaller units, each eager to test out their weapons and explore the intricacies of this new battleground. In the beginning, everything seems familiar. The players carefully move through narrow corridors, clearing rooms and taking down AI-controlled enemies with precise shots. The AI soldiers are formidable but not overwhelming, reacting intelligently to the players' movements. The atmosphere is tense but manageable. The players are still laughing and joking, their nerves slowly easing as they settle into the game. It feels like just another highly advanced first-person shooter. Fun, challenging, but ultimately a game. However, things take a dark turn when Marco, one of the players, is struck. Instead of the usual minor vibration or shock they've come to expect from virtual reality games, Marco collapses to the floor, clutching his stomach in excruciating pain. His friends rush to his side, trying to help, but something is horribly wrong. Marco is bleeding. The wound looks real. Too real. In a panic, Marco tries to remove his helmet, but the suit's restraints won't allow it. It's as if the suit is holding him in place, refusing to let him escape. The players call out for help, demanding an explanation, but there is no response from the operators. The facility remains eerily silent. Then, an AI soldier steps forward and finishes Marco off with a headshot. The group watches in horror as Marco's body convulses violently before going completely still. His vitals flatline on the HUD. He doesn't respawn. He is dead. A chilling realization begins to dawn on the remaining players. This isn't just a game. If they die in this simulation, they die for real. Panic spreads like wildfire. Some players scream into the intercom, demanding to be released. Others desperately scramble for an exit, only to discover that the facility is locked down. They are trapped. The suits they had eagerly put on are now their prison, preventing them from escaping or even removing the equipment. The AI voice returns, once again calmly repeating the mission objectives: eliminate enemy threats and survive until extraction. The group is stuck in an inescapable nightmare. The horror sinks in, and the players realize they have no choice but to keep playing. They are in the game now. No going back. As the group moves deeper into the simulation, paranoia sets in. Every corner could hide an ambush. Every new encounter with enemies feels like it could be their last. The players begin to split into factions. Some want to stay together for safety, while others believe splitting up is the best chance to survive. Tensions rise as friendships dissolve into distrust. No one is sure who they can trust anymore. The enemies become increasingly aggressive, and the firefights grow more intense. The players' ammo and stamina are running out, and they are forced to rely on each other in ways they never anticipated. The game has stopped being fun. It's now a matter of life or death. The pain from their injuries feels excruciatingly real, heightening the terror of every encounter. One by one, more players fall. Some are shot, others are caught in scripted traps. An elevator plummeting to the ground, a gas leak filling the corridor, or an explosion that sends a player flying through the air. Each death is violent, brutal, and irreversible. As the group dwindles, the survivors begin questioning everything. Why were they chosen? Who is behind this twisted game? One of the survivors, Edward, a highly strategic and calculating player, begins to analyze their surroundings more closely. He starts to notice small glitches, imperfections in the environment, patterns in enemy behavior, and unusual aspects of the simulation that don't quite make sense. The game is sophisticated, but it's not flawless. Edward begins to suspect that there may be a way out of this nightmare, if only they can find the right weakness in the system. The remaining survivors, Edward, Shelley, Andre, and Taylor, form a desperate plan to break free. They decide to stop following the mission's objectives and instead focus on exploiting the game's flaws. Their goal is to overload the system and cause it to malfunction, giving them a chance to escape. This isn't just about surviving anymore. It's about fighting back against the very game that is trying to kill them. The group starts taking risks. They bait enemies into environmental traps, triggering scripted events prematurely to throw the system off balance. They disable power sources, causing sections of the simulation to flicker and distort. The AI voice reacts, warning them to comply with the mission's objectives. The more they resist, the more the system retaliates, sending waves of increasingly aggressive enemies after them. The group is on the defensive now, fighting not just the enemy soldiers, but the game itself. In the midst of a brutal firefight, Taylor is critically wounded. The others try to help, but the suit locks her in place, rendering her immobile. She begs them not to leave her behind, but there's no choice. With heavy hearts, the remaining survivors push forward, knowing that they are on the verge of their final confrontation. They reach the last level of the game, a massive open area designed to serve as a grand finale. Enemy forces are closing in from all directions, and it seems like the end is inevitable. But Edward finds a control panel hidden within the environment, a behind-the-scenes mechanism controlling the simulation. He hacks into it, desperately trying to force a system override. The simulation flickers violently, alarms blaring as the environment begins to collapse around them. Shelley and Andre provide cover as Edward works. But during the chaos, Andre is shot and dies in a horrific glitch, his body spasming uncontrollably as the simulation unravels. With a final push, Edward successfully initiates the override, and the game begins to shut down. The virtual world around them fractures like shattered glass. Then, darkness. When the survivors wake up, they find themselves back in the real facility. The helmets unlock, and the suits are removed. Edward and Shelley are the only ones left. Their bodies are weak, their minds traumatized by the horrors they've endured. They struggle to stand, only to find the facility is eerily empty. There are no game developers, no employees, only sterile, silent walls and the suits they were trapped in. A screen lights up and a new message appears. Congratulations, you survived. The horror deepens. This wasn't just a game, it was a test. A twisted experiment designed to push players beyond their limits to see who could survive and who would break. As Edward and Shelley stumble toward the exit, the door slides open, revealing a dark hallway leading to the outside world. The AI voice speaks one last time. Are you ready for the next level? The screen cuts to black.